find somehow, I don't know, some miracle.
So, the scene with Lindsay Burge.
She wrote that. The one,
Okay.
the sex scene.
The sex scene, yeah.
That was her idea.
Okay, great. Was there?
You're like, that was us to get it, yeah. We don't
Get that out of the way, yeah. So,
Screamed at Rotterdam about that one.
So just navigating the emotional terrain with it, being about these two very real subjects, was that a difficulty at all for you, and having, both you and Mike working together as two directors?
Mike and I got along very well. Artur, we had difficulties with Artur.
Yeah, that was it. Mike and Nathan were peas in a pod. They were like one of those Voltron things that snap together. The lasers shoot out of their eyes. That's what they were.
But the sex scene, you knew nothing about it, so you were...
I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was really upset. It ruined my whole night. It was brutal.
And if Lindsay were here, she would say at first she was our enemy, but then she developed Stockholm Syndrome. So
That's
she
true.
wanted to have
That's
a
what
scene
she
that would
says.
destroy Artur.
So I'm sure you guys have questions, so let's just open it up. No? You don't have any questions? All right, well, maybe you can talk about how you met.
Oh, yeah, so the whole film came together because of the Denver Film Festival. Mike and I were there with separate films, and we'd been wanting to work together on something for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Artur approached Mike and said that he wanted Mike to direct him in a short film that he'd pay for. And Mike said, I'll only make a feature with you in it, and only if Nathan is the co-director. And so within a week, we somehow got it all together. We convinced the Denver Film Society to produce it, and it all happened over drunken conversations.
Wow, and this was because you already had like a relationship with the Denver Film Society?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're great people.
And how did Kenneth come into the, oh, we have a
One
question?
of them, sir. Oh, no,
Yes,
excuse
let's
me.
take it.
Okay, I was just wondering, what did you want to explore with that movie? Why did you make that movie?
So what did you want to explore with the movie is the question.
Well, it was like a class assignment because Artur wanted us to make a movie with him as the star, and then he wanted to do like a genre piece or some sort of standard movie. And we realized Mike and I did not have any ideas that we couldn't think of anything that would allow for that to happen. So we just decided to make a movie about making a movie with Artur. So it was more like it was like a school exercise for us in the end.
And question here?
Yeah, it seemed to me that there's a variation of this movie that you could have made where you guys as directors aren't in it as much. Kind of more like a less blank movie where you're focusing on a subject and you're in it occasionally, but not to the degree that you're in now.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, one, talking about that choice of you guys being in it as characters, and two, were you performing and, were you making a choice to come across kind of like jerks sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you overdoing it?
Yes.
You were.
I mean, so I just directed another movie with Lindsay over the summer, and she's like, "Oh, you're actually a nice human being." I didn't realize. So yes, I absolutely was acting. I mean, I think that was the whole thing. We were all. I mean, and Artur, although there are a lot of elements from his life in the movie, he is not Actor Martinez. Is his own person, and Kenny's not Kenny Petrikis. Kenneth Berba. And Sanaz is Sanaz. But what's most kind of insane is that these two are now married.
Yes.
So the person he had the least chemistry with, supposedly, who had all deal breakers, he's now his wife.
So was that always in your mind a decision for you guys to be in it as much as you were, or did that just kind of come out of the process?
That came about through piecing it together. I mean, in the edit, it was there in the outline, but we didn't know to what degree, or if it would just be voiceover, or how it would play into that. But we wanted to put ourselves in, we wanted to paint ourselves in a bad light, and I guess we did.
Yeah, it was successful.
Yeah.
So I think we can take maybe two more questions in the back here.
Can you talk a little bit about the outline itself and what was indicated and what wasn't?
Basically, it laid out the scenes with Artur doing the stuff with the paramedics, and Kenny. When we were during the auditions, we met Kenny, and we then wrote him into the outline because we just found him very engaging and funny, and So we had the scenes with paramedics, then there was the audition, we had the audition scene written in, then we knew we wanted to bring Lindsay in. So all that stuff is written.
But to what extent is it written?
Little paragraphs that would describe, like, just dashes with all the actions in any given scene, no dialogue.
Yes, so back here.
What kind of cameras did you shoot with, and what was your budget for this?
I actually don't know the budget, because I wasn't a producer on this one. It was low, or high, I don't know. It's low, I mean, it's a micro budget movie. We shot on a red, because our AC had owned one. I would never shoot on one again. I hate it.
What did you hate so much about it?
It's the workflow is terrible, and I mean, we had to like fight against its natural look in when we were doing the color correction, and I just hate it. I think it's shit camera.
And your last film was on video, right?
What's that?
Your last film was on video, right?
The one before that was it was on like a beta cam.
Oh, okay.
But I just shot with, I like Sony. I don't know.
Okay, so we can take one more question. This guy right here.
Any chance that we're ever gonna see Kenny and Corey in the same?
So Corey was in the movie at one point, but there were just so many elements. Like my mother was in the movie, Corey was in the movie, and there were all these elements, and we just couldn't figure out how to make them work and still keep something of a coherent narrative.
Yeah, I would like to be in the same movie with Corey. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like California Dreams. Are you?
Oh, no, no, I'm not.
Well, we should force Mike to put you in a scene with Corey.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for coming.
Everyone, please fill out those audience ballots on your way out. This one is